Hello, welcome back to Dondi's Video Journals. We are on, week 3 now, I think?
Yeah.
And the last 2 weeks we've been getting into mostly Replit, which I actually like a lot more than Khan Academy, because it feels more real and like I'm not being guided like a 10-year-old. I really like the drawing aspect of Replit just because there's a lot more possibility for shapes. I feel like you're kind of confined by Khan Academy's predetermined functions for shapes, versus Replit you can draw anything that has lines in it, which is really fun. I messed around and made a bunch of really cool designs on my own, but I am like, it's really confusing the way like variables are defined. I'm still not totally sure how that works on Replit. It's kind of weird that it's different than Java, but I do like it better. And I'm excited to make this game. I don't know, do you have any idea what you're gonna do for yours?
I kind of have an idea. I kind of want to try to do like, you know the game MASH?
No. Oh, wait, like where they,
Yeah, I kind of wanted to try to create
cool.
like an electronic type, but yeah.
I think me and Charles are gonna do some sort of adventure game. I don't know.
Okay.
What about you? How do you like Replit?
I feel like I like it more. I feel like I like Python overall like better than I like JavaScript, just because I feel like it's more self-explanatory in the sense that with JavaScript it was always entering in a lot of numbers, whereas with Replit I feel like it's just more straightforward. But I will say it's definitely been an adjustment kind of going from JavaScript and then now with Python, figuring out the rules, and it was a little bit more difficult in a sense to learn, I feel like, because without Khan Academy, like with Khan Academy, it was anytime you made a mistake, it pointed it out and kind of led you how to fix it. Whereas with Python, it'll just, I mean, I do think with Replit, it's helpful that it says what line your error is in, but other than that, there's really like no hints to
I wish there was
what is wrong with it. So that's been something that's been like a bigger adjustment, kind of trying to figure it out on my own. Just like today in class, coming up with the game code, everything was right on mine except for the fact that I forgot a semicolon or a colon, and so it wouldn't work, and I like sat there staring at it for like 10-15 minutes trying to figure out where it was, and I was thinking it was like more in my wording and my variables and how I'm defining things, when in reality it was just that simple. So that's definitely been more difficult without Khan Academy.
One thing I was really like lost on is I didn't realize that you had to like import some commands at the beginning and in order to use them. I don't really understand how that works, like with the turtle, and the random number one was the one that messed me up forever because I was trying to work on the game a little bit and I had the random integer function in there, and it was exactly the same as we had it up in class, but I hadn't put the import in, and it took me so long to figure out that I had to import it first, and it would just do the command. I don't know why that's the case, but
yeah, I feel like this whole experience has been, or it's given me a new appreciation for computer science like majors and people that code like as a career, just because it's so much work and it's so many different rules and like tiny details that you can't forget, or else it's not going to run properly. And so it's like definitely been something new that I've sort of learned through this whole experience.
Yeah, and it's so much code just to make it like a tiny thing like we've been doing, and I can't imagine coding like a professional website or something like that. It would be an insane amount of work, and especially because I don't know, if you mess up on like a math problem, you usually can like trace your steps back and figure out where the problem is. But like if you're making a website and you've got 10,000 lines of code and it's not working, then how do you even begin to debug that? I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I do want to get into website design, but I don't know when we're gonna do that. I'm not sure if they use Replit for that, or if it's different. It's CodePen, did you say, for website design?
Yeah, we started using CodePen today, and that was definitely interesting and something that I feel like is going to take some time for me to kind of grasp, with the 3 different languages and then how they all like intertwine together. Just like the small taste of it, it definitely was really cool to see what you can do and how you can alter the text and like the color and the boldness just by doing certain things. But that's definitely something where I feel like there's a lot of rules and details to that. So I feel like that's gonna take some time to grasp. But
Yeah. So what language is it for CodePen? Is it
it was
its own?
HTML,
Oh, right,
JavaScript,
right.
and then I'm blanking on the middle one.
Python?
No, it was like C something.
I don't know.
Blanking, but yeah. So that's definitely something that like I'm excited to learn more about since we just sort of like dipped into it a little bit today. So I'm excited for next week to kind of continue that and learn more with that.
Yeah, I'm really scared to get into the point where we're doing the game stuff, but also with like graphics intertwined. Because right now we just have them like totally separate, and I think it's gonna be super difficult to make the graphics and whatnot interact the same way you could make the text interact in a game. But I'm really curious. I think it'll be really cool. I don't know if you ever did like Scratch back in the day in like high school, and obviously it's super helpful. Total training wheels, but it was really fun to like make your own interactive game with like shapes and stuff. I remember I made a maze game.
Oh wow.
And I kind of want to do that, but for real with Python. I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah. So I think like reflecting on what we've said, we both kind of agreed that Replit is kind of more preferred over Khan Academy,
Right,
and like you have more freedom, and I feel like it's easier. Or it's almost more beneficial to learn that way because without Khan Academy, like Python and Replit really forces you to kind of discover what you're doing wrong on your own without a ton of guidance. So I feel like overall that in the long run like sticks with me more and like where my mistakes were. And
well, the thing is like I don't even feel like I'd be comfortable just if I just had blank like Java page. I don't think I could really code that well with Java just because Khan Academy is so supportive. Because and it types in the commands for you, it autofills everything. I like how Python you kind of have to know it all.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize there's so many commands. Like, I do you know if the language is expanding? Like, do they add more stuff to it as time goes on, or is it like once it's made, it's that?
I honestly don't know. That's a
something
good question
interesting
though.
to learn about if they kind of adjust languages to meet what they're doing, or do they have to write an entirely new language?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to in the coming classes?
I think I'm looking forward to kind of talking about website design. I'm also like really interested in like apps and how they create apps just because I feel like that's such a prominent thing in society. Like I have so many apps on my phone, and so now it's kind of cool to see. Before this class, I feel like I never really thought about, what goes into like creating these apps and how that works. So I think it's going to be cool to kind of see the behind the scenes side of that and learn a little bit about that. Also the internet too.
Yeah.
When we started talking about that a little bit, it was, again, something I never thought of. You use the internet every day, like how many times a day? And that's something I never really thought of, how it all works and how it was all creative.
One thing I'm curious about is like multiple inputs to code. Because right now, if you're making like an interactive code, you only give it the one input. And I kind of want to see how, because obviously computers handle so many inputs at the same time. I think it'd be really fun to make your code interact with 3 different things at the same time, or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, anything else?
No, I don't think I have any other questions. I feel like it's just kind of like a matter of doing it now.
Right,
like,
I'm excited.
Yeah, excited to make the game.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of scared because some of the people's are going to be amazing. But hopefully ours will be too. Who knows? All right. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.